You're listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Anthony R. Destiny, Joe Ferrani, and Jerry Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Payday is the most important day to your most important people, and payday is made easy at www.payyourpeople.com.
Okay, we're here with another episode of Between Two Bridges. I'm Anthony R. Destiny.
Joseph Ferranti.
Jerry Kenna.
And the hungriest man in Pittsburgh.
Bill Deller.
Bill Deller. I won't get out of here with my life. My wife wanted me to ask you this, but where can she get beef Wellington at?
In Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh.
Oh, man. That's a great question.
My neighbor makes it.
You can think on that one. We're going to divide our audience first off. Where's the best pizza?
Ooh. Man. My favorite pizza in Pittsburgh's got to be Pizzeria David.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But close second is a Pizza Lupo in Lawrenceville.
All right.
Big fan of them, too.
Where's the Pizzeria David?
It's on the side of Dianoia's Eatery.
Oh, it's
in
part of
Strip.
Illinois.
Well, let's-
They got a bunch of locations now.
Okay.
And I've had a couple of them closed, actually. But varying quality in the branch campuses.
Yeah, but the OG, that's the best Pittsburgh.
You got to
best
eat it there,
pizza in
too.
Pittsburgh.
Or eat it on the way home.
Our 9 listeners at home are wondering why we just fired off 5 food questions to this
let's
dude
back
that
up.
weighs about 165 pounds soaking wet.
Oh,
So
190.
let's introduce yourself, Bill.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I'm well known as the PGH food dude on Instagram, at least. Other than that, I'm a adopted Pittsburgher, believe it or not, being the PGH food dude. And professionally, I work for Schneider Downs. I'm a shareholder in our IT risk advisory practice, help lead cybersecurity advisory and governance, risk, and compliance types of services for a team of about 40 to 50 folks.
Nice. That's probably not as entertaining to talk about as food, though, right?
No, that's
We can start there.
it's the best opening and closer with my clients too. It's food, right, all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been doing the Pittsburgh Food Dude Instagram page?
Man, I think it's going on 8 years now, maybe 7 or 8 years. When Instagram was in its infancy, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you on all the socials or just Insta?
No, just Instagram. I branched into Facebook a little bit, but found that not to be my target market at some point. Okay. And never got into TikTok largely because of the aforementioned cybersecurity professional.
Are you saying they're spying on us?
Well, yeah.
You remember your first post?
My first post.
Yeah.
Was it a Permani sandwich?
It was 2015, so you are...
I've been taking pictures of food since I've had a phone when I was 18. And, oh, man, my first post was probably Fatheads. I bet you that was the first.
That is true, man. The Chicken Little Head Witch.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes, look at you.
Yeah,
okay.
man. Because, yeah, I was a frequenter there. I had my, name on the wall and stuff when I started to get into beer and whatnot. So, yeah.
All right.
Who, you got my page up?
I got to research you, bud.
My stomach is over here just like rolling.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like watching this go by. But so what made you want to do this? Like you said you like to take pictures of food, but there's something behind it.
I mean, honestly, it was pretty selfish. I at the time, like when it kind of started out, There were a few other quote unquote food bloggers in Pittsburgh, and they took pictures of their food too. Didn't think their pictures were all that good. And I was like, I'm already taking pictures of my food. Why don't I just post them? And I really created it as a catalog for myself to like go back on and be like, oh, that
Yeah, I
was
got to go
amazing.
back to that place. That place was great.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So do you ever eat for free? The companies call you and say, hey, we want you to come in. Like, is that part of the end game? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an open book, really.
Yeah.
And like, there's a ton of free food, and that was a big benefit of it. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I tried to, I think, monetize it more, but I learned pretty quickly that especially the places that I wanted to go, local, not chains. Chains will give a little bit up, but the local places, all they're willing to give you is free food. But that was fine by me. So that became the focus.
I mean, as a small business owner, if someone's going to put you out to, I don't know how many followers you have now, but like if someone's going to put you out to like say 2,000 people and you say, hey, what does it cost me? And you're like, just your most popular menu item. You're like, all right, fire one up. It's half price free advertisement pretty much, you know?
Yeah, he's got over 11,000.
Oh, 11,000.
He's got quite a following.
Yeah, I noticed my cousin, she's, I guess she goes by the Insta handle Ferranimal412.
Oh, yeah, that rings a bell.
And, yeah, it's a play on her last name, Ferranti. And she does all kind of fun stuff. You know? Like, she's constantly out there, putting herself out there. So, I mean, it's definitely a niche that if you're good at it and you're willing to work at it, you can get 11,000 followers. But you obviously had to put in some work, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
A lot of LBs and cows.
I didn't even think about that side of it.
Yeah.
Late night meals, indigestion. You put in a lot of hard work.
A lot of bad meals, probably.
That's true. Yeah, not everything's fantastic.
Do you want to blast anyone?
Do I want to blast anyone? You know, I gave one bad review on it ever because the whole thing is I wanted to promote local businesses and local good food and avoid chain restaurants and whatnot. So I tried to avoid that, but one time I blasted a vegan place, a very popular vegan place that I was just like, I don't get it. Sorry. Like, I don't get it. And I wanted to get it. Like, I tried being a vegan for 3 days at one point, and I was like, you know, I'll give everything a fair try. No, absolutely never again. It was terrible. And yeah, it didn't work for me. But yeah, it's one of the most popular places, like James Beard awarded and nominated chefs. So
It's funny because if you don't like tofu, I don't care how you prepare it. It's just not good, you know, like if you just don't like something.
I like some certain tofu dishes at like this one Sichuan restaurant that I've been to, Chengdu Gourmet.
Okay.
They do a mapo tofu. It's spicy. It's sweet. Like, you would like that. I mean, yeah.
I'm always into trying like stuff. I'm such a like yinzer when it comes to eating. I'm like, give me a burger, give me a steak, you know. But then my wife has she is like into all the Latin scenery and stuff like that. And,
sure.
And some of the things that she gives me, I'm like, man, that's so good. I should, expand your horizons. I mean, obviously you've done it. You've probably tried stuff in this adventure that you're like, I wouldn't eat that on a normal day, but you do it. And
no, I love the unusual stuff. Yeah.
I've gone to dinner with Bill, and going to dinner with him is an experience because he doesn't just order like, I'm going to have the steak. The waitress comes over and he's like, okay, we're going to try this and that and this and that. And I'm going to have these 3 entrees. And after all that, I'm going to order these 4 desserts. And like, we went to Vegas. It was awesome. We went to Vegas last year, and that was the first time I had gone to dinner with you. And there were 6 of us. And every time we went to dinner, it was like an entire table full of food, and we were all just trying everything.
That's the best
we
way
ate
to do
more. We tried different things. My wife was trying stuff that she never would have tried, and it opened our eyes to things that like I'd have never gone to a restaurant and been like, I'm going to order that, because there's very little chance that me and my wife are going to eat it.
right.
But he ordered it, and we all shared it, and I'm like, that's actually really freaking good.
Dude, that puts me in my happy place when we're out to eat, and like I'm want one thing, and my wife's like, I wanted to get that too, but I also wanted to get this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then you get two, and it's like she eats like a bird. I'm like, ooh, Daddy's gonna go home full tonight.
It's a win-win. Yeah.
It's like my favorite situation.
It's an experience.
Or like
It was
ordering
fun.
like 5 hoagies and like cutting them up amongst the group. So you got the right style when it
that's
comes
the way
to
to
dining.
do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're talking about that tapas place, the first place we went to.
Topless
and I didn't
place.
know.
That was good.
Yeah.
Did you say topless?
Tapas.
Tapas.
Oh, okay.
Not topless.
Okay.
Topless tapas should
I
be
got
a
to
thing
keep my shirt on.
in Vegas.
man, we're
There's
That
an
would make
idea.
sense.
Yeah.
There's an idea. Joe.
The funny thing about that trip is that every night dinner got more expensive,
It did. Yeah.
and then you guys left the day early,
yeah.
so the only 4 of us went to the last dinner, and it was still more
Oh
expensive.
my god.
Because
We went to Gordon Ramsay Steak.
Oh right.
And the 4 of us spent more money than we did 6 of us the day before.
Vegas is getting ridiculously
Oh my
expensive.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like restaurants as a whole better bring it. You know, it's fine if you're going to charge. I have no problem spending money on a great meal, but like when you spend money and you like feel like you were at Haas's Steakhouse, that's when it burns.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to hurt them the most. If they don't bring it every day, they're going to go out of business.
You know what I always thought funny is like you go to places that are like great atmosphere, like really could be a cool place, and then their food sucks. And it's like, man, you could take it next level if you just hired a chef to throw all this shit in the trash and redo it and have like good, modern, trendy food that's like delicious.
Yeah, your mom had to make one good meal, right? So
went-
figure out that meal and put it on your menu.
We went over like the holidays. We took the kids down to Ogle Bay, down in West Virginia, and it's awesome. Like the place is so cool. The lodge and like all the Christmas lights were going on. It was really a cool place, and there's so much to do and all these different things. Like you could tour the mansion. They had all these light shows, all this shit. But every restaurant had similar food, and it all kind of sucked. And I think like Seven Springs is the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you go up there and you have the atmosphere, you have the lodge, everything's good. All the food just sucks.
Yeah.
Seven Springs used to have that seafood buffet like Saturday nights. It was killer.
Right.
Maybe it was just quantity, not quality, quantity.
Yeah, but I feel like if they just took some time to develop a menu and have somebody up there that knows what the hell they're doing, it would completely change how many people would go up there because they can go up there and get like a quality meal.
Yeah, look at Nemacolin.
Right.
Yeah.
Like absolute James Beard awarded chef and year after year of acclaim. So like, yeah.
It's doable and people will come.
Yeah.
They have Nemacolin has phenomenal stuff going on out there. I mean, out of this world stuff. And it's funny, like my cousin that is the for animal, her sister was a pastry chef at Nemacolin. Like went
really?
to school.
I think
trained.
she's the one that's won the awards.
Yeah, and it's like crazy. Like she worked with this guy like because he was so good. You know, she went to work with him because like sensei stuff, you know. It's crazy.
To learn from him and stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole art form, you know, and like you said, a little bit of effort goes a long way too.
Yeah, and I don't I'm sure that the cost is different between
Their margins suck.
mediocre, but like charge a little more. And you know, I don't know. I just don't think that it's that much difference in price to get fresh produce versus frozen produce.
Oh yeah.
And charge a little more because it's better quality. People will pay it.
Yeah, you're
But,
not
like,
a Boy Scout camp. Let's
like,
get
we can tell that these peas and carrots came out of a bag. Like, you know, that kind of shit goes a long way. I don't know.
Bill, do you have any culinary background at all?
Not really. I mean,
Can
my
you cook
in-laws are
yourself?
Italian. And, so
Manja.
yeah. I mean, I've definitely I love cooking. I cook quite a bit, so I've taught myself. My wife's taught me.
I'm like an Instapot chef.
A what?
An Instapot chef.
Instapot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was recently eating soups. I was making in an Instapot, and it's just so easy.
The soup,
Like,
yeah.
I think I made a cream of mushroom soup. Love cream of mushroom. Turned out great. I made beef stroganoff. Was okay. Subpar. I could have served it at Ogilvy. But
I don't like crock pot or instant pot meat.
No.
Like that kind of, it just grosses me out. It's
Well,
like
you
pasty.
sear
you
it
can't
first.
hear it. Yeah.
It's
Not
got to
a
be the
fan.
right cut for me.
All right, note to
yeah.
self.
Yeah.
It's got to be
No crock pot meat when Jerry
Like-
cooks.
the pork works okay in a crock pot because you're supposed to cook pork over up to 203 internal temp so that it breaks down all the muscle fibers and stuff. And like that can work.
That can work, but I'd much rather put it on charcoal for
Agreed.
7
Yeah,
hours
smoke
or
it.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Pellet stove.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a pastrami this past weekend. So I cured it. Took like 5 to 7 days and then smoked it on Sunday.
Really? How long did you smoke that?
It took about 12 hours.
What was
12,
the temp?
12 to 13 hours at 225. Yeah.
We did pizzas on my smoker. Like I just put a stone on there.
Smoked pizza.
And just they were good. I mean,
Yeah.
those smokers, the pellet stoves, they're the best.
Yeah.
We've gotten tools now that like our parents didn't have. You know, we've gotten apparatuses to become good chefs. You
It's
know,
true. Yeah, it's too easy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a good steak on a pellet stove is easy
And
to do.
yeah, and forever you either had like a Weber kettle or you had a gas grill. But now you like Amber makes fun of me because I have
Yeah, you
I have
do
a
have a
Blackstone. So I have like the
The trifecta.
yeah, I have the Blackstone. I have a Komodo Joe, like a hard charcoal, one of those big ceramic smokers. I have a Weber kettle.
You have a green egg?
No, well, the Komodo Joe is basically a green
Okay.
egg, except it's red, but it's the same concept. But and then I'm like, I think I want to get a gas grill, and she's like, another grill?
Yeah.
We need another grill?
You got to
And I'm
have
like,
the
well,
tried and true gas.
yeah,
though, like,
I mean, just because like, hey, we're gonna make hamburgers for dinner, like sometimes firing up a charcoal grill to make fucking cheeseburgers is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't always want to put them on the flat top. I want
right.
flame.
True.
Well, that pellet stove I have has like a slot, so you can sear them in the middle, and then once
Yeah.
they're seared, you put them out to the outside and just cook
Which
them.
one do you have?
The Pit Boss.
So I had a Pit Boss.
Yeah,
watch
that's why
that,
I bought mine.
Watch that shit. Because, the whole idea, like, set it and forget it. So I went to make a pulled pork on it, okay? And I put it on in the morning. I went to work. And I thought, I'm going to go home and just check. Make sure. And I did. Thank God. It was off.
the feeder
the
did-
pellets fed too much and it overflowed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then it basically smothered the flame.
Yeah.
No more flame. I'm like, Jesus, thank God, because it was still at like 100 and some degrees. So I'm like, all right, well, the meat isn't like hopefully ruined. So I took it off, cleaned it out, had to vacuum all the pellets out, started it back up, and then thankfully I hadn't left yet. I hadn't put the meat on. I was waiting for it. Fucking thing just catches on fire. I'm like pulling it away from my house. There's flames shooting out the whole thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna just put this on hold. I fucking wrap that thing up and put it in the fridge. I'm like, this is not the day. For
I
this.
bought the Pit Boss on your recommendation.
Yeah, I would just be careful with that because it might burn your house down.
Yeah, well,
So
insurance is a
Damn.
beautiful thing.
that's why I went with the Komodo Joe, because that thing, it's not as set it and forget it because it's not feeding pellets. But if you fill that thing with charcoal, that motherfucker will run for 15 hours. Like it just goes and goes and goes. So, you can make a pulled pork on it in 10, 12 hours and you're good. You
You can
can
make pulled pork in an Instant Pot in 11 minutes.
let's do that.
Put
You
enough,
do that.
Yeah,
We'll
you
have a
put
taste
enough
test.
barbecue sauce on there.
You do that. I'll put one on a Komodo Joe. We'll taste. We'll have a blind taste test.
So do you do any grilling at home?
Oh, yeah.
What do you have a backyard full of grills or?
I still need to get the Blackstone to finish the trifecta.
Yeah.
But I've got a Weber gas, and then I put a cast iron skillet on that to really serve as that purpose, and then a Traeger pellet grill
Yeah.
for everything in between, more or less.
Do you take pictures of your stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean I take.
Is it also on?
Yeah, I usually post that stuff to stories and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We it was like a thing though back in the day, like when cameras and like Instagram first came out, everybody was taking pictures.
Yeah, that's
of
like
their
what
food.
Twitter was.
Yeah,
Just food.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody's dinner. Yeah, I remember. But yeah,
Some people do it better, and that's why you're still here.
Yeah.
have you ever been in a restaurant and being treated poorly and go, I'm Pittsburgh food, dude?
No, absolutely not.
There was my brother was telling me that you guys went to dinner, and I won't blast the name of the restaurant, but I guess there was some sort of confusion, and they were like, yeah, we can't, we don't have room for you. This isn't gonna work. And like, I think there was even reservations. I don't remember, but AJ's telling me, and he's like, so we had to leave, and I'm like, did they just blow it with Pittsburgh Food Dude? Like, they had Pittsburgh Food Dude in their lobby.
Dude, you should have just taken a picture of your hand
gotta go
outside. Like, this is what I got from so-and-so eats.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a shame because they were rude.
Yeah.
And we had 3 kids there. We were like, we're not dealing with this. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have kids?
2. Yeah.
To ages?
Almost 5 and 2. Yeah. How about you guys?
I have 2. One's 4, one's 6, about to be 7. Maybe 7. 6 about to be 7. Yeah, I'm like, wait a second. I don't want to rush it along. I mean, she will turn 7 this month. It'll probably be 2 days after we air this on the 15th. So shout out. Happy birthday, Reese.
There we go, Reese.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I got a 3-year-old Arlo. This boy. Yeah. Handful.
Yeah.
Any kids, Jer?
Yeah, 2. I think you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What about
I
our
know those
listeners?
guys.
Do they know?
Yeah, they know. I think I've complained about them on
I'm just
previous
amazed you don't have any
episode.
gray hair, bro.
Don't have any gray hair.
I don't see any from where I'm sitting.
You might need
Got some
your.
pepper in there.
When was the last time you had your eyes checked?
Well, we had a referee on, had 40-20, so I feel like I'm 20-20.
Where do you find new places, man? Is there blogs out there, or are you just kind of driving around? Is there websites to follow?
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh Magazine's pretty good at, having the new owners and the new, chefs come to them to tell them about stuff that's coming up. I mean, there's bloggers that are doing this better than me now, too, that put more time and effort and do the reels, right? Like, that's all Instagram is anymore. Mm-hmm. So the folks that can dedicate the time to that, not including myself.
You're not a real guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're great to watch, but, you got to hire a video editor really to get into that. And that was more or less where I drew the line because I liked to take the pictures myself, Yeah. Like that's part of the allure to to the whole gig, right?
Man, it's it's weird. Like, you watch these reels or TikTok and you think, like, this person is, like, dedicated to trying to become famous on here. And sometimes people are just acting like complete morons. And I'm like, just think, like, your friends and family are watching this going, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what are you... I just saw a guy on there. His handle was, like, Raw Chicken Man. I swear to God.
No.
This was yesterday, and he's like, watching... I'm eating raw chicken every day until my tummy hurts.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
And I'm like, he's not. He picked up a chicken breast and just went to town. And I'm like, what is he doing? Then he picked up the Ziploc bag that it was in and drank the goo.
No,
I'm like, I can't anymore. Next episode, I can't.
Dude, wait a second. So, have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
No, I have not. But I heard about it. They were Crocs.
And we're living it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and that dude's proof. Because they, like, had an episode, like, and in the movie, there was a show called, like, Ouch, Ouch, My Balls. And they would just kick each other in the junk. And, like, whoever was the last man standing won.
Yeah, we're in a real world.
Yeah, we're, like, really living that movie.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's like, what is Uncle Tom doing eating a fucking chicken breast that's raw on TikTok? What is he doing?
His kids went to school. Like,
what's your
like,
dad
is your dad
doing?
just fucking pounding raw chicken? Like,
what's he doing?
What's going on?
And he had a glass of eggs in it, like raw eggs. And I assume he drank that after, but I didn't get that far in the video. I'm like, I'm going to throw up. Like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, the eggs are fine. Like,
yeah, it's still gross, bud.
yeah.
Have you done that? Do you do that?
I've drank raw eggs.
Not more than
Really?
2 at a time. Like,
This dude had a glass full.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it
a lot.
was like
Rocky
a whole
style.
dozen.
Dude, Rocky used to chase live chickens, bro. He wasn't
Yeah.
raw chickens.
Yeah, this, but people do such ridiculous shit on there. But and then if you don't doing ridiculous shit, some of the editing and some of the like video work, I'm like, this guy's putting putting a lot of time into this.
yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I know there's like AI video editing now too and whatnot, but yeah. I love a nice picture of a.
So you an iPhone guy?
Yeah.
All your pictures you take it with your phone, or do you have a?
Yeah. I've always just taken it with my iPhone.
Yeah, it's incredible how long they've come since like
portrait mode.
Oh yeah,
very artistic.
Yeah, I mean, I got some pictures of my kids that are better than a professional would take.
Right.
Because I caught them in the moment, and you're not gonna get that when you go to like. Well, there is no more like Olin Mills photo studio, is there? Macy's, J.C. Penney's, go get your family picture taken.
Yeah, no, there's still people like photographers doing that though.
Yeah, they all have creative backdrops though now.
Yeah,
they got like the
not
old
just
farm
the
truck,
sunburst.
Cheap green screens.
sunburst, gray screens.
Yeah. So are you gonna continue to use are you gonna try to monetize it? Or are you gonna try to keep building it, or is it just kind of a hobby?
I think
Is it just a way to get free food?
you should tell me from a tax purpose when it turns into hobby loss, but
Well, I'm not going to tell you that. The IRS is going to
yeah,
tell you that.
they're
Code is gonna tell
The
you.
entire Internal Revenue Service.
yeah. But no, I mean, I've long thought about if I want to turn the corner there, but I think I've really shifted to focusing, to growing Schneider Downs and trying to take advantage of those profit margins a little bit more.
Turn into a dad.
Yeah,
about
that
your
too,
family.
right? Yeah, like I can't go out in the middle of the week as much anymore either, which hurts. Like I've had to turn down so much free food, which hurts, and like free booze too. Like when people have these events and they just invite media of all the local bloggers and websites and whatnot, like it's open bar and it's open menu. Like it's a party. So
It sounds like a good time.
oh yeah.
If
when
you need
can do
somebody
it.
to
Yeah,
go.
just hire some people. We can turn
Yeah,
this
we
into a
can
business
join
real
the
quick.
team.
We got 3 guys right here.
Yeah, I'll eat. I could eat.
Jerry can eat.
So yeah, I did try that for a while, and then their pictures didn't live up to my quality standards. So I was like, yeah, I'm not inviting you anymore.
Well, I'll take classes. Jerry can eat, and I'll take pictures and drink. Works out perfect.
Yeah. Do we want to shift to Schneider Downs and talk about what you
Yeah,
do
let's
on your
hear about it.
day job?
Yeah.
So what exactly do you do?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, in layman's terms. Because the first time around, I got I wear a sweatshirt. Risk. Stockholder. Booyah. Hoorah. Schneider Downs. Let's go.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. No, so I mean, I work with businesses to make them more secure and to prove to their customers that they are secure, right? So we do audits, we do assessments. There's a lot of acronyms in my space for frameworks and compliance stuff that we use. HIPAA's probably one that's really common to you guys and the general public, but there's just dozens of other types of frameworks and reports that we use to help prove that folks are secure, and then let them provide that to their customers from an independent auditor's perspective. Yeah.
So my point of sale is cloud-based. I don't know how secure it is, but they tell me it's secure. So I'm sure somewhere in their portfolio they have a company like yours working side by side.
Yeah.
To let us know.
What's your point of
sale? So I own
sale?
a dry cleaners, and we work with SMRT. We call it Smart, and California-based.
Sure.
Yeah, they're up and coming. I mean, well, they were up and coming. They're there now. They're second largest, maybe if not the first largest in our sector.
Yeah.
And their competitor was bought out by a credit card processing company. You see that a lot now.
Yeah, so they'd be what's called PCI certified. Payment card industry has what they call a data security standard. So anyone who processes cardholder data has to be PCI compliant.
Right, and then if you're going to store cards, there's more compliancy, right?
Correct, yeah.
So that's one of the things we do. That's what makes it better for us. We get paid when the job's done immediately because we have cards on file. Some people don't like it, but it's secure. You just tell them, you are the one that vouches for a company like that, I would assume. I just don't know it. I mean, you have a credit card processing company, so you understand it a little bit better than I.
Yeah, there's strict rules about how you have to protect people's credit card numbers. You're not allowed to have record of them. You're not allowed to have them in a file, like a physical file.
Yep.
You're not allowed to have them in a program. They have to be encrypted.
Right.
So, our processing company, we board most of our deals through Card Connect. Card Connect will save payment data, but it's all encrypted. So once I enter it into the system, it basically turns it into a digital token. I can no longer read what it says. Now it's saved in there, so I can go in and bill the client and just hit their card.
And you'll never
if
see
I have
all
authorizations, but I can't access that, and nobody could log in and pull a credit card number. It's impossible.
And you can't even pull all 16 digits.
No.
But you see the last 4 and
The last 4 in the expiration,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I remember back when, we're going back 15, 20 years ago, when I started the delivery route, I had like this sheet of paper,
Yeah.
and I had all the credit card numbers and the expiration date. That was before the CVC code on the back and everything.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was funny that I just sit in there and enter, it's like.
Yeah, you can't get away with that now. And we have to do complete PCI compliance checks for all of our clients at a certain every so often. And if not, they get charged a monthly fee.
Yeah, I'd imagine
Maybe as a
if
penalty.
you saw a bunch of entered cards, it would be a red flag.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, the easiest way to be compliant from your perspective, you just complete an SAQ and a self-assessment questionnaire. It's tough to know which even one you got to do, but
It is. Like, I help clients through them,
yeah,
and they're
we
they're
got a
intimidating.
workflow. I guess send you a workflow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like based on how you process your credit card, you have to fill out this questionnaire. Yeah.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah.
I could use that. If anybody from Schneider Downs is listening, just kidding.
No, I'm all about giving out free resources, like to make it easier for everyone,
Yeah.
more transparent. Like,
Well, yeah, that's what's funny is like I think as a business owner, you think, well, I shouldn't have to pay these fees. But like the actual moving mechanism behind that merchant service.
Yeah, there's a lot to it.
There's a lot of parts to it. I mean, he's in one sector, you're in one sector.
Yeah.
There's a room full of other people that are in another sector.
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts. And plus, as a business owner, your cash flow is instant,
Yeah.
So like it's like a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, because if you have $300 coming in from an order that you wouldn't have for 10 days if you're waiting for a check, you're paying for convenience.
And now a brief word from our sponsor.
This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Are you tired of spending countless hours juggling payroll calculations, tax filings, and compliance regulations? Well, say goodbye to that chore and let Paymark Payroll take the burden off your shoulders. With our secure online portal, you can access your business information from any internet location, even your phone. Employees will love the ability to receive direct deposits, and they can access all their pay stubs, tax forms, and information through their own portal. Focus on growing your business while we take care of the rest. With top-notch customer support, we're always here to assist you with anything, at any time. Don't let payroll stress hold you back. Choose Paymark Payroll and experience the freedom to thrive. Contact us at payyourpeople.com for a personalized consultation and a demonstration of our powerful payroll solutions, and see how Paymark Payroll can better your workflow. That's payyourpeople.com. Join the growing list of satisfied businesses that have embraced the convenience and efficiency of Paymark. Payday made easy. Your business deserves nothing less than the best, and that's exactly what Paymark Payroll delivers. Now back to the show.
So you're a shareholder, it says.
yep, yeah, newly minted as of last summer.
So it's a private firm, or like how are you? You're exclusive? How
Yeah.
does that work?
We're a top 60 CPA firm in the
Okay.
country, based HQ in Pittsburgh. We're in one PPG, but we've got an office in Columbus, Ohio, and DC. But we've got clients more or less around the whole globe. So the IT risk advisory function is part of our full RAS function, risk advisory, which is like partly internal audit. So we go into other organizations. We do Sarbanes-Oxley
Yep.
testing, internal, and are the internal audit function, right, for a number of types of organizations. So that team's like 120 folks out of the 600 that are in the firm. So we're slowly creeping up. I think one day it'll be more of a consulting firm than a CPA firm, general tax and audit, right? So Jerry can continue to do his thing and not, worry about it.
I'm going with you, bud.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever heard of Schneider Downs was 2 years ago. I was an ambassador for Real Men Wear Pink Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And your company is like solid through that. I think they've had 7 or 8 candidates. I did it with Jeff Schmericani.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's a runner.
Yep.
That boy can run.
Oh, yeah.
And he can run like you can eat food. But they've been a huge component. I don't know who your ambassador is this year. I'm sure they have somebody. And
they do. I forget who it is, honestly. But yeah, they've always had someone run that program.
I figured if you're giving out their trade secrets, we'd give them some good publicity.
Yeah.
Because they have been integral. It's usually about 10 to 12 guys that do it. I think maybe they've had like 17 guys, but the events, all your coworkers came to the event that he had, and it's just they do a lot. I mean, in that
Which event
regard.
was that?
He has they have an open brew night, like a brewery, and it was out in the South Hills.
Mindful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I think they're closing. I just heard they're closing. Yeah.
might be a little hard the real drinkers they come from this side of the tunnel, so it might be hard for them to stay open. But no, it was unique to see because like I love the people I work with, but you get into a company, the structure like that, to see those guys come out and do it is like they got their own shit to worry about, but they came out and supported it in a great fashion, and they continue to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to say the reason I got involved in it was because of a guy from Schneider Downs. His name is displaced me right now, but he was a customer of mine. His father had breast cancer.
Yeah.
And he got into it, and it's a good way to get back. There's benefits as a business owner to do it. You get yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's not easy when you're sometimes you look at yourself, I'm just a dry cleaner, but when you put yourself out there, then people start to respect you. You become more than that, So that was one of the things that I enjoyed out of it. I actually was dressed in drag for it, so believe me, I was all in.
Yeah, nice.
So there's pictures on the internet. You can post them.
Yeah.
You can let 11,000 people see me wear a dress. I don't care.
No, I mean it's a good cause though. It's one thing. Every leader at the firm tries to get involved in some cause that they care about, right? Like mine's kids, right? I help lead the Sarah Hines House right on North Shore.
Yeah.
Sit on their board now and helping them grow and turn the page from a pretty rocky 2022. So
yeah. It was tough for nonprofits coming out of that,
Yeah.
What does the Sarah Hines Foundation do? I've heard of it.
Sarah Hines House, yeah. I mean, they're really a foundation, and yes, Sarah Hines, put them in her will, but they service an after-school program for kids.
Okay.
I think they've north of 300 kids now, and then they've got a summer camp program, and they've really looked for ways. Like their facility is massive. They've got these 2 huge gyms, a massive pool. A fitness center and stuff. So like they've got the fitness center available at all times of day. So they're looking for ways which was what I was going to say to monetize what they're doing outside of the after school program, because like they don't charge those families like barely anything. I think it's like $20 a year to be part of that program. Yeah.
Our last guest said something that I never have heard before, but she said Pittsburgh is an incubator for nonprofits.
Yeah.
It's like people in Pittsburgh do more philanthropy work than most places in the country.
So yeah,
I didn't realize that.
The stat I heard, which really stuck out at me when I did Leadership Pittsburgh. You ever heard of that organization?
It's probably in Pittsburgh Magazine. I probably read it.
It's definitely on there. Yeah. Pittsburgh has the most nonprofits per capita in the country. It's because all the foundations we got,
she was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's littered in a good way.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we live in a unique part of the country. Yeah. The separation of wealth is there everywhere, but in here it seems like it's a little bit tighter. And it seems like people don't, You know, we talked about before, like the guy that can talk to the CEO of the company or the janitor of the company. It seems like you see that more here in Pittsburgh. You know, there's not a lot of multi-billionaires hailing a cab in the city and throwing their towel at someone and saying, get out of my way.
How many billionaires do you think Pittsburgh has?
Probably not many. Ooh. How many billionaires in the state of Pennsylvania? Probably 10, maybe. I mean, that's the whole
interesting.
state.
I wonder.
We need an Alexa in here, bro. We could just be like, Alexa.
You count Mark Cuban as one?
No, he's not a Pittsburgh resident, right?
You're more Pittsburgh than Cuban's Pittsburgh. Because, you know, I think about this, and it's perfect that you're a guest. When the O was shutting down, and he said, someone should save the O. I'm like, you're worth $1 billion, bro. If you wanted to save a small corner restaurant and a mid-tier college campus, sorry, Pitt, you would save it. You know what I mean? Like, you would save it.
Picked up on your little thing there.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to bash Pitt, but in the realm of, it's not UCLA. It's not, you know, if he wanted to save it, he could have saved it. Yeah, write a check. It, you know.
What is that now?
It's a taco place.
Yeah, because they kept the like the counter set up the same.
Yeah, and then just I mean, but yeah, I mean, the O was a staple, man. Like, where's the best hot dog in Pittsburgh now? Then
the best hot dog. Oh man,
is Franktuary still open?
Yeah, Franktuary.
They have a location
one in Lawrenceville,
truck,
I think, is still there. The one in Market Square is gone, way gone.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are 3 billionaires in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Maggie Hardy Knox.
Yep.
Which is 84 Lumber.
Right.
Okay.
Thomas Tull, which I don't know.
Yeah, Tom Tull. Yeah, he's the guy who's connected to the Michigan VC firm that bought Acrisure. Or that was part of the Acrisure deal.
Yeah, there was a local time that whole deal.
Okay.
Now.
Ed Stack.
Ed Stack is it Dick's? No.
I don't know. There are 735 billionaires in the United States.
So 3 in Pittsburgh.
Three in Pittsburgh? It's pretty decent.
Ed Stack. What was Ed Stack? Did you look him up?
I'm looking that up now, too.
I think Ed Stack. That sounds familiar.
You might have got it, Joey.
We need a
Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
You're right.
So his house.
Look at you.
His house is
His house
is out there in the
Why'd they
South
call it-
Hills where they
why'd
don't
they
drink
call it
beer like we do
Dick's?
out here in the North Hills.
Why'd they call it Dick's?
We're gonna go there, bro. Grow up.
Like, no, but his name's Ed.
Well, he wasn't the founder.
Oh, he
Was he
wasn't?
It just works there.
He's a billionaire just at work fucking selling shoes.
Well, he wasn't.
Saved his money, bud.
One pair of Nikes at a time.
Yeah.
Got a 401k.
Yeah. So the thing with Dick's was it was a regular old sporting goods store. So they say. Like, you can see the pictures in their ads. It's like mom and pop, like Allegheny Tackle was down here.
Googling Dick's, Jerry.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, don't do it, dude. You gotta be
Don't
careful.
go to Dicks.com. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, good thing you're the boss.
Dick's Sporting Goods was founded by an 18-year-old Richard Stack.
Yeah, so he inherited.
Dick Stack. With
Says
300
Dad.
Dick Stack.
Dick Stack.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. I probably would have changed that name.
We just
with
ruined 90.
$300 from his grandmother's cookie jar. Dick opened a modest bait and tackle store in Binghamton, New York.
So to transition from Dick's to Manny's, what you're saying? What do you eat?
You really switched that up.
Yeah, we just came here to talk about food. Now we're talking about Dick. We should be talking about pancake stacks, bro. So what's the best pancake stack you can get in Pittsburgh?
Pamela's.
I'm a big Pam's guy. Hot cakes, you know.
Sit in Michelle Obama's
I don't think
chair.
I've had pancakes. I always have crepes.
Oh.
Crepes.
Don't they have crepes at Pamela's?
They're hot cakes. Yeah, they're like somewhere in between.
Yeah, they're
I don't think they're crepes. I don't think they're.
They're like thick crepes. But
Yeah,
thin
they're like
pancakes.
thick crepes with like crispy. Yeah.
Crispy edges.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I can't go there though. I'm a big fan of 2 entrees, as you know.
Yeah.
So I can't go there and just get the hot cakes though.
I don't know what grown adult goes anywhere and buys just pancakes. I think it's not socially acceptable for a grown-ass man to be like, I'll just have pancakes.
Sausage and
You can't. I mean, I would love to.
Probably
You need
going
more.
through some things.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to. Just go eat some pancakes. But then people are going to look at me like, look at this guy just eating
I
fucking
just
pancakes.
can't wait till we read
Like
in
a
the
toddler.
comments. Little known fact about Ed Stack is he goes to Pamela's
And he
Just
just
pancakes.
There's the circle, Joe.
And are they? Does Pamela's not call them pancakes?
I don't know.
Like, why would they call them pancakes?
They definitely should.
Jesus.
Like, it's so close there. Like, so close.
I'm with you there.
The rails,
that would
bro.
work.
And off the rails brings us to barbecue.
Mm.
What's the best barbecue in Pittsburgh?
You know, Pittsburgh is not a barbecue town.
No, not at all.
They're just not.
That's true.
But I do like Mitch's barbecue on 19 in basically Wexford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally? You said you're a transplant.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of moved all around the East Coast. I was in Philly for the longest. Actually, before I left Philly, I went to Duquesne for college.
Yeah.
And got stuck. I made a cheesesteak website right before I left. Top 15 and I probably ate like 30 to 40 different places, but went top 15.
Yeah.
So Gino's and Pat's, sorry, bottom of the list. If you
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
the
That
bottom. Yeah.
too mainstream, too commercialized,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Popular, but
Yeah, just
You
a
know
tourist trap. 100% tourist trap is what they were
yeah.
and are. Yeah.
I mean,
rubber
yeah.
meat.
Well, so what was the top?
Oh man, at the time it was a Frusco's. It's no longer open. It was a cousin of Steve's. Steve's Princess Steaks has a bunch of different locations throughout the city. But also big fan of Tony Luke's, Pudgy's, what's it called? Over by the stadiums. Oh man.
People in Philly are
Yeah.
like, come on.
Dallas Sandro's was big fan of that too, and it's gone downhill over the years.
Isn't there one that's like pork?
John's roast pork. That's the one
Yeah.
I was trying to think of.
John's
Yeah.
roast pork.
But their cheesesteak is better than the roast pork.
Right.
And that's definitely in the top 2 for me.
See, I'm a big guy, like, when it comes to the bread. I think the cheesesteak, half of it's the steak, and half of it has got to be that bread.
Yeah.
So I'm a big
Amoroso
fan
roll.
of Pepe's here in Pittsburgh.
Pepe's is solid.
Because that
Yeah.
bread is just, and then the sausage, chicken mix,
Yeah.
the Big Nate, big fan.
Yeah, well, the Pizzeria David, their cheesesteak's outstanding. The only thing that it would make it better is the bread. They use something a little too soft, almost like a Mancini's, and it's just too soft for a cheesesteak. Like, you need something that'll hold it together a little better.
Yeah, got to travel well, too. You know, you
Yeah.
can't just sometimes eat it right then and there. You got to be able to reheat it. If
Right.
it's soggy and all the way through. I think that's what you see a lot in the Philly cheesesteaks, is they just load it up with a lot of grease, a lot of
Oh, yeah.
the cheese, and then it's like soup,
I'm starving.
cheesesteak soup.
All right.
Well, I mean,
Dude, we
this
didn't
point-
think this through. We should have had
We
a bunch of
definitely
food
should.
here.
Should have had a cheese board at least.
A cheese charcuterie board.
I mean, I ate before I came. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah.
I had homemade tacos tonight. We didn't cook them in the Instapot.
No? Thank God.
I like not doing dishes. It's like my goal is to, I'm like a one-pot cooker. Like,
Oh, man. Not me.
I hate doing dishes. It's
I
like,
make it a
I don't know how
disaster.
I inherited the task at home either. I'm like the dish guy at my house. Like, I wake up every morning, start my day off by doing dishes. And I do it like that because I'm like, well, the day is going to go up from there. It can't get any worse than doing the dishes.
Yeah, right. And then
You have a
your days-
dishwasher?
Yeah, but you still got, I got kids. They just leave shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Totally
I
thought
got
you
you.
were going to say her name's Sarah.
Dude.
She's not going to be listening.
Look, we go over the principles all the time. But don't be the smartest guy in the room, but I'm not the dumbest guy in any room to say she's my dishwasher. Our house in Oakmont, we had a rollover dishwasher that you had to roll over the sink and hook up.
Yeah.
And then when that broke, I was like, we don't even need a dishwasher. Like, we're good. And that lasted about 13 days. And then I remodeled half the kitchen to make sure we had a built-in dishwasher. Yeah, it's garbage disposal and a dishwasher is a must. Raising a family,
Disposal is-
you need to
yeah.
have it. Like,
Throw everything in there. You guys got Pittsburgh restaurant power rankings? You guys know where's your head at with that?
like it.
Yeah.
So
One of my favorites is.
Well, we're gonna go for it though. You can start us off.
I mean, I don't have a list, but I live in Plum, so.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? 80 acres out there.
I'm a fan
That's
of
pretty
80
good.
acres, man.
That's up there. That's me and my wife's place.
I
Go
love
there
that spot.
often.
Their chef is awesome. They're
Yeah.
like their head chef.
Yeah.
I started to get during the pandemic meat and seafood from them because they like everyone turned into like purveyors more or less, right? Their salmon, oh my god.
Yeah, I've never had a bad meal there. I
Yeah.
like the ambiance. Yeah, it's good stuff.
So I have a little secret. Rico's in the North Hills, Italian restaurant. It's close to where I work, so I get like appetizers for lunch. It's like my real treat to myself, and it's relatively cheap. But if I was to like sit down and have to have a meal, like last electric chair, going to the electric chair meal, I'm going Village Inn in Verona, man.
Whoa.
That's your last meal.
That's your
on
last
Earth?
meal?
That's it, man. The Village Inn.
I mean, it's good, but I'm probably having pancakes.
Just pancake.
No, I just think like a good. I mean, maybe you could point me in the direction, but I love a good vodka cream sauce,
Love a good vodka cream.
cheese ravioli, hot sausage on
Put
the
you in the
top.
right direction. Anywhere but there.
Come on, bro.
No offense.
Oh man.
I can't do it.
We eat. I'm not a big food guy, I guess, really, but that's my favorite meal: cheese ravioli, vodka cream sauce, sausage on top. Anywhere I can get it from. But Village Inn has always been my favorite. Mike Ways used to be great. It's gonna be back. It's probably gonna be better than ever. So maybe we'll take the electric chair to Mike Ways.
Yeah, I would think. That's probably gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know.
What's your
up
power?
there,
What's your
I
top
don't
one?
know, man.
Comes to mind.
Where did you just go have that? Like last year, you went down into the basement and had like the
that
30-course meal.
That was Velazzi's downtown.
Yeah,
the
you swear by
Pittsburgh
that place,
location.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spot. And I met the owner of that location, Julian Velazzi, at a charity event. They were auctioning off different like packages from the restaurants, so both the Greensburg and the city location, where you could, and it was a charity event. It was a live auction. There were a lot of people in the room with a lot more money than I had, and there was a lot of alcohol being consumed. So this auction got real out of hand real fast. But here I am with just as much alcohol being consumed, and I'm like, I have a credit card that's got a really high limit. I'm going to town here. And he had one that was one of the things they were raffling off was a picnic in your backyard. And they brought a big-ass tent for like 30 people. A big tent, tables, silverware, plates, all the food, all the alcohol. And it was all included. And
Sounds
servers.
like another party we weren't invited to.
There we go.
So I'm like, dude, I want to do that. Like, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to have this big-ass party in my backyard with all this great food. So I started bidding on it. And it's like $1,000, $2,000. And I'm like, all right, $3,000. I'm like,
Hit me.
all right, $4,000. I'm like,
Ooh.
go. Yeah, it went for $7,000 or $8,000. I did not go that high.
You were like, thank you, sir.
After four, I'm like, fuck this thing, I'm out. I did not go any higher. But what I did is I went over and talked to Julian Velazzi, and I was like, hey, listen, can I just work that out with you? I tried bidding, and he's like, Jerry, I don't know why anybody would pay what they paid for that. That's ridiculous. And the guy that won it, it was for charity. And he does that stuff all the time, and he throws a bunch of money, and he's like, the fact is he probably will never even have the party. He just pays for it, and he's done. And it all goes to charity. So we ended up doing that. But I had them for Mother's Day last year, and we did it after Mother's Day. But we gave it to them for Mother's Day. We had a dinner in the basement of the downtown location. It's a wine cellar, private table, and we had our own, we had a couple servers, all the wine, and they just kept bringing us food. It was all family style. It was private, just us. It was cold down there because it's a chilled wine cellar. It was a really, really cool experience. The food was freaking unbelievable. The service was awesome. It was definitely an experience that was crazy. But Julian's a good dude. He's super nice. There's 3 restaurants now. There's Velazzi's in Greensburg. There's Velazzi's downtown, and then they own Talia downtown. I've not been to Talia, but I've been to the 2 Velazzi's. Like when I was growing up, Velazzi's Greensburg, like if we were going somewhere for like a really fancy meal, and it didn't happen often because we didn't have any money, but like if we were going somewhere to celebrate like Mom's birthday, we went to Velazzi's in Greensburg.
Well, maybe that's why I said the Village Inn, because that's where we used to go, man.
Yeah,
when it was time to cut loose
Yeah.
and celebrate, man, we would go to the Village Inn.
Yeah.
Not on Monday nights, though. They were closed.
Yeah. They're BYOB now. Do you know that? After
Really?
New Year, they went back BYOB. They
Yeah, I
used to
heard
have a
that.
wine license, wine and beer, I guess.
You get like 6 bottles of like Barefoot to
Right.
choose from.
But now they went straight BYOB.
It's probably beneficial for a restaurant at some point. If you're not all in,
I don't like it. I don't like it. Here's why. From a business perspective, I'm taking all the risk and I'm making no money.
Yeah.
I might have a little corking
Yeah.
fee, but I'm not making much money on that alcohol if I'm not providing it. But I'm still responsible for you. So if you drink that entire bottle of wine and kill somebody on the way home, I still have to have liquor liability insurance to cover my ass because I let you drink that bottle of wine.
Right. Not only that, you don't monitor it.
Right.
So like
'Cause
you don't have as
know.
much control. You don't know how
Yeah.
much they've drank.
So I know people that have bought like event spaces and stuff that were always like just bring your own alcohol, and they said no, they got a license, no more bringing your own alcohol. Pissed a lot of people off, but hey, if I'm taking all the risk, I want to make some money on it.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? That's
Right.
to pay for that liability insurance. That's shit. Liquor liability insurance is no joke. It's
that's
not cheap.
100% why golf courses do it too. Because like guys used to roll into a golf course with 2 30-packs. You're playing 18 holes in 3.5 hours. You got 4 guys. You're drinking a 30-pack of beer.
Yeah.
Now your risk is even worse because you know at some point this summer someone's gonna hit somebody.
Right.
So yeah.
There's a lot of risk and no profit to be gained. So, but yeah, I don't know. Velazzi's is awesome. I kind of stay local a lot, so I hit the lot. And
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky. I mean, I don't live in Oakmont anymore, but we're very lucky in this area to have. I mean, if you lived in Oakmont, you don't have to go out of town really to eat.
Yeah.
So
No.
the unlucky part of me is I started having kids when the food scene started popping in Pittsburgh. Because if you
that's
think
tough.
back to like when you're dating somebody, like I'm 10 years in now, however,
20.
there was like you really would like go to like what was it, Morton's? You had Morton's was a big time deal. You had the Lamont.
Yeah. Ruth's Chris.
Ruth Chris, you had like those
all garbage
staples.
now.
Yeah.
Garbage. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I think Morton's is still pretty good. I've only been there once.
Yeah.
It was good. I had a gift card.
Yeah, but there's like 5 better steakhouses in a half
Yeah.
mile radius now.
Right. And I also think that, like, the lot
Yeah.
is pretty freaking good. And I have a parking lot. I don't have to worry about getting stabbed when I leave.
And you're 8 minutes at most from your house.
At most.
Yeah.
If I go around a block
Scenic
4
route.
times.
Yeah.
If I can't remember how to get home.
They had
Ruth Chris-
great brunch too.
Right.
Yeah.
Ruth Chris, I wasn't a big fan of their steak, but I was a huge fan of their cream spinach.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like, I never would have thought cream spinach could be that good.
Ooh.
And I was like, wow, that's really good. So I've never had it as good as I've had it there. I mean,
Yeah.
I probably only had it one other place. So I'm not the Pittsburgh food dude, bro. I'm like the Pittsburgh dry clean dude.
Yeah, sometimes we feel like, you want something different. You want to try something new. But it's tough when we're surrounded by pretty good restaurants here, and I don't have to worry about driving home. I don't have to, it's nice. Yeah. But I can tell you that there have been several times that my wife and I have been going, let's go somewhere different. I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Let's look at Bill's Instagram feed and look for something good.
I'm gonna need to put a list together for people like that.
Yeah,
then.
I
Just the
texted you
roulette,
the one day.
know?
I'm like, dude, I want really good pizza. Where to go? And you gave me like 5 places, and 4 of them were closed that day, and the other one couldn't get me in. I'm like,
Well,
sounds like I'm ordering Veltry's. Fucking awesome.
yeah.
That is the problem with the
Yeah,
This-
because those places don't open every day.
yeah. Or they're hard to get in. Yeah,
We have a great restaurant by us, Brick and Barrel. Fantastic place.
it's a good spot.
They're
yeah.
packed.
Good burgers.
Yeah, the burgers.
Is that where you are?
Yeah, the burgers are crazy good. I mean, they're packed. They're busy all the time.
So what are you in Shaler?
O'Hara.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm literally like a stone's throw from there.
Yeah.
But like my move is to order takeout from there. They have a great bourbon selection. Tell them to slow down the process a little bit. Slow it down. And like I said, my wife doesn't watch the show.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you believe how busy they are over there? Bullshit. Hour and a half. Cook a burger, pizza.
Why do
Come
you
on.
stink like bourbon?
Nah, it's the
Took a
aroma.
while.
It's candle. So
Have you been to Three Brothers Bagels over there? I think it's closer to Glenshaw, but it's probably pretty close to you.
no, but I did just read that they opened recently.
I mean, yeah, they're already popping.
Three Brothers Bagels.
Yeah, like lines out the door. I haven't been able to make it there yet.
It's funny how like things like that, like if you were sitting down with pen and paper and you were going through 10 things to open in Pittsburgh, you wouldn't be like
Bagels.
like 6 wouldn't be bagels,
No.
3, 9, 10, and 15 wouldn't be bagels.
That's the thing,
not
man.
at all.
You got to be
But there's-
unique.
Brugger's got complacent. Brugger's was better 15 years ago than they are today.
That's true.
Very complacent because they had a huge market share. And
Yeah.
you go to a lot of places, there's multiple bagel locations.
Yep.
So we were in years ago, Outer Banks, and there was a place called Duck Donuts. They
Oh,
opened
yeah.
one here. And,
Yeah, there's one in South Hills. Yeah.
and it's like, why isn't that concept everywhere?
It's grown a lot, that concept. Mostly by like the shore where Duck
Are they mini
started.
donuts? Is
Yeah,
that
they're
the
like mini donuts, but made to order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
create your own adventure type of donut.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
When the Mattress Warehouse or factory in Oakmont goes out of business,
They're
we
never
could-
going to go out of business.
We could
'cause
put
it's
a mini
front.
donuts in there.
They make money there.
I've never seen anybody
That's
in
what
that
I'm
building.
saying. How is that still
I've
going?
lived in this
For a
town.
couple of years, right?
month
I
ago-
drive by it at least
Zero.
twice a day.
A month ago, I almost wrecked
Into
at
it.
that intersection because I looked over and saw
You'd be the first guy in
somebody laying on a mattress, and I was like, "Dude, there's going to be balloons outside. This is first sale shit going on right now." And I look a little bit closer, and the person sat up and then walked over and sat behind the desk. So it was the person
It was
working
the
there
employee.
taking a fucking nap. I'm like, dude, and they build them everywhere. I mean, I'm on McKnight Road. It's a
Yeah.
running joke in the North Hills. What's
Yeah.
going here? Mattress store.
Yeah.
So
I thought when they first went in and my business wasn't as busy, I thought, man, I should just get a job there. Get paid whatever,
And
$15
never
an hour,
Sleep.
and then just do my taxes and
Right at
do
the
my
desk.
work there.
with a sign out front.
Have clients come in, do their taxes. There's nobody there buying a mattress, so I
the
might as well.
acquisition of that property.
Double dipping.
Yeah, the acquisition of that property
I don't have
had
to pay
be
rent, and I'm getting paid by the
significant.
hour.
They had to clean it
Oh,
up from the
yeah.
gas station,
Yeah,
then rebuild, and like
it's a front. It's got to be a front.
Yeah.
a nationwide front for
Yeah.
like the Gabini family.
That's
you know,
why we
like-
have FinCEN rules where we have to do beneficial ownership because of the fucking mattress
Dude,
stores.
Mattress Factory got $88 billion in ERC.
Did they?
$79 trillion in PPP, and they're just sleeping on their mattresses.
The mattress factory, the original mattress factory, I think that place still does business, but
Well, they're legit.
Yeah, they're
make 'em
legit.
over there.
Yeah. but these mattress warehouses, like, there's nobody in that store ever.
Yeah. So for our future guests, we talk about food,
Find the owner of that.
mattresses.
Yeah, find the owner of that.
Yeah, I mean that's
He's a Mexican drug cartel boss.
it's like Breaking
Go
Bad.
on location to Colombia.
What's the guy that was the head of the cartel? What was his name? Trump called him out. What was it?
Pablo Escobar.
Escobar?
Escobar? We'll have him talk about the mattress factory.
He's in jail.
Can you tell me about the mattress warehouse?
Yeah.
No.
3 local men end up beheaded.
On Mexican closed circuit television. You want to air something, bitch?
At the mattress
What's
store.
your cut of steak? I'm sure that changes often, but if we're sitting down right now, what are we eating?
It's good question. I mean, depends what you're
Filet,
aging first.
Adele,
I mean,
strip.
filet is good, but I like some of the porterhouse is the move. So,
Sure.
Yeah, if
Sure.
they can do it, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be in New York tomorrow,
Okay.
and there'll be a porterhouse coming my way.
So you're a
From,
New York steak guy over a Chicago steak guy?
Delmonico's?
I think we're going to. It's called Gallagher's.
Okay.
Yeah. Haven't been there yet, but I've heard great things. Yeah. Yeah, medium rare porterhouse.
I'll
Alright.
keep an eye on your Instagram, see that picture.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be there. There's no doubt. I was gonna give you my top 5, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, let's see the one that
Let's
counts.
What's that one?
The professional in the room.
Oh. Well, Village Inn. I don't know if they made the top hundo. It's okay.
Simple man, bro. I'm a simple man.
It's okay. Yeah. Fish nor fowl. has been one that's at the top of my list now. This is a dynamic list, right?
Sure.
You're a dynamic food guy, so I'm not sure you're not going to say Chick-fil-A.
You got locations for these? What part of town?
Sure.
Yeah. Fish Nor Fowl is in the old, is it Salt of the Earth in Garfield, Upper Lawrenceville area.
Yeah.
It's a Richard DeChance restaurant, Italian. They're just unbelievable. Everything from like cocktails to the desserts is superior.
What's the go-to plate? What do you menu item?
I want to say they had a lasagna dish that was amazing, but again, I'm not one to just order one dish.
Right.
So I like, man, do I go ham when I see that menu. I do remember their tiramisu being one of the best tiramisus I have ever had, and I am not a dessert guy. I've actually been known to order another entree during dessert when everyone else is ordering dessert.
That's a move.
I don't feel wrong. I feel like that needs to be done more frequently. Like,
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm like, what do you want for dessert? I'm like, another steak.
Play the highlights again. Right?
Andy Reid, Andy Reid from the Chiefs, on his job interview for the Chiefs, ordered a steak at dinner in his interview, and like during the interview, when it was all said and done, they passed a dessert menu. And he's like, "No, I'm not a dessert guy, but I'll take another steak."
Yes.
He ordered a second steak for dessert in the interview.
I'm gonna do that.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, why? It should be more accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned something today.
Yeah.
That's a power move.
All right. Then you
number
got
2.
I got Dianoia's Eatery. I mean, that one. Another Italian. I think
They're good people too. Like,
yeah.
When he was first coming up, we did the Pittsburgh Magazine's best of the Berg. So we were at the thing.
I was there.
Yeah. So I was the best dry cleaner. And he was there, and they were like right next to us. But like you could just tell, like he was just a grinder, loved his stuff. So
he cares about every detail that they
couldn't get a table in there around that time because
Yeah.
my wife was pregnant with our first child, and we couldn't. She went with her girlfriends. They ended up getting a pub top.
Yeah.
Randomly, but great guy.
Yeah.
Just you could tell.
Yeah. They've got so many different dishes that are just top notch. There's Sorrentino bread bowl with gnocchi vodka sauce.
Yeah. Anybody that thought of putting gnocchi in a bread bowl has a special place in heaven.
You win. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a winner.
Yeah, you're a winner.
Right. And they take their amazing pizza bread and turn that into a bread bowl.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's like, you get soup in a bread bowl and you're like, well, it's soup. I'm just going to eat this entire loaf of bread that's around it.
Remember
But
those
then
14
you order
pounds
a
you
pound
lost?
of fucking pasta in a loaf of bread.
Their gnocchi, too, are small pillows.
Oh, I know. Legit.
Yeah, they're good.
What else you got?
Poussiti's Garden is a Thai
that?
place in Lawrenceville.
We talked about it earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're incredible. Poussiti, I think it's the name of the grandma that started and had all the recipes there. But that's their atmosphere too is unbelievable. Like one of the times where the food lines up to how awesome the atmosphere is. It's a big square, and then there's a small square inside that's just a garden and outdoor eating, and then just like a 30-foot glass wall by the bar, and all the seating around the garden too is the main dining area. Nice. But yeah, they've got this short rib curry dish that I'll never forget. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you made that sound like we need a package.
No,
Go.
He really he went into the memory.
I don't know if we're dressed for
There goes
that.
Village Inn, bro.
Yeah. I mean, all these places, you need reservations a month in advance. So it sucks.
Is there a way to skip that? Do you have ways around that?
I've never
Tom, you're
taken advantage
Pittsburgh
of
food
that.
Be like, dude, I'm Pittsburgh food dude too.
I interviewed the Pittsburgh food. Dude. Can I skip the 6?
I just invited him to dinner.
He'll be here in an hour. You better seat me.
Yeah.
So we're at 3 there?
Yeah.
Number 4.
4, I'd say Gaucho.
Okay.
Gaucho Perea downtown. Heard
The
of it?
Argentinian
wood fire grill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've just been a fan of them ever since they were in the Strip. Steak sandwiches. Mm-hmm. And the bread. The bread and the sauces. Yeah. And they've changed a lot over the years. used to be they gave you all 4 of those sauces, and it was self-serve as much as you wanted. Now it's like, I think it's $1 per little 2-ounce canister of sauce. And yeah, but you don't need that much, and yeah, it's still worth it. And now they're open for lunch downtown, so
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I don't mind restaurants charging for that stuff nowadays because it's, to me, the principle is they either do it or they're out of business. So charge me. If I got to get plates with my pizza, charge me for the plates. I want to pay my fair share because I don't want a restaurant like that to go out because they gave out too many free sauces, And it's the truth because it used to not be significant. But now when you look at the bottom line and you're losing 5% of your profit because you're giving out these sauces, you can't survive that much longer.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I can appreciate the $1 for the sauce.
Yeah, I'll pay it every time.
Especially if it's on your top 5.
Yeah.
They might raise it to $1.25 tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, then the final 5 is tough. The 5th one is tough, but I'll say it's between 3.
This turned into a top 7.
We're going top 8.
No, I'll just make it just to round out the cuisines. Mola is in East Liberty, sushi place in East Liberty, and I think that they're at the level of Gai Jin, which is downtown, Richard Deschain's place, before about the quarter of the cost. So, just
Sushi
so
can get up there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Gai Jin, I mean, you're talking $20 per entree basically, and each entree is equivalent to 3 little pieces of sushi.
Yeah.
So you got to order 20 different entrees to get full. You can't walk out of there without spending $300.
What about home cooking, man? What'd your mom make, or what'd your grandparents make that takes you back?
My family don't have there's not a ton of family recipes.
Yeah.
When I go home, it's we cook steak. We do biggest tradition we've done now is chopped. So we do our own little version of chopped around Christmas time. You know about that. AJ tried to implement that, didn't he?
Yeah, we did one with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time. It was fun.
Yeah, so we pick 3 random ingredients, except people prepare for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not all right, here, just use what's on hand and cook, right? Everyone's not good enough cooks to do that.
Hey, we're going to the wife's house. We're going to the wife's family for next Christmas. We'll see you later.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a cool idea.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
You watch all those shows? Or...
Not anymore. The one I stuck with for the longest is probably Top Chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife falls asleep to the British baking show.
Yes.
I guess calming.
Good show
you're
to fall
just
asleep.
chopping shit in your sleep.
I did get into sourdough recently.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah. So I ordered a 234-year-old starter off of Etsy for $8.
Really?
I was like, that's it? And there's this whole made-up story on Etsy. I'm like, there's no way this is real because they've sold 42,000 little pieces of the starter just in granules. Yeah, and made up this story. I mean, it could be real for all I know.
I found my new business venture.
Yeah,
right?
people used to bring it over with them and stuff. We have all the bowls and stuff for it, but I think we had starter. My wife got it from somewhere, and I threw it out. I didn't know what it was.
Oh no!
So I made it.
Yeah, it wasn't original. It wasn't 243 years old.
Right.
But I threw it out.
I made a starter.
Yeah.
And started messing around with it last year at some point, and made a few things, and then it's a time commitment.
Yeah.
And every day you got to feed the starter, and you start with flour and water, and you let it ferment, and then every day you have to take out a certain number of grams of it and throw the rest in the garbage.
Or cook, yeah.
Or cook with it, or bake something with it. And then you put it back in and you fill it with a little bit more water and more flour, and you...
I feel like it's one of those things that you would do for 60 years. And then your kids would unplug your refrigerator to save $10 on an electric bill.
And kill your starter.
And just kill your fucking starter.
You can bring it back to life, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
It's weird.
It's survived world wars and civil wars. And
yeah. Yeah, sourdough's fun. What all have you done with it?
I mean, I tried to create my own starter for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it kept dying. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start with someone else's and build off of that. So I got 2. I got one for my cousin, and hers has been going for a while. She said she comes from a family of bakers too. And that one, man, it just grows so fast. Yeah. And then the 230-year-old one from San Fran, it's just so stinky in a good way, you know. It's what you want. Like, it's going to be real sour. And that one's going on like day 5 or 6. That's it right now. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Messing around with that stuff, just trying to experiment with stuff.
Right.
I made last year, I think it was probably on TikTok or something, but honey and a bunch of cloves of garlic and crushed red pepper. Yep. Just leave it on your counter, and every day you have to burp it because it ferments. Yeah. The garlic ferments. You have to burp it, or else your jar will explode. But the honey gets really, really thin and just straight liquid. It like thins out, and you use it like hot honey. You can use it like brush it on bread and garlic bread, or like the crust of your pizza. It's good shit.
Yeah, I put Mike's Hot Honey on a lot of stuff.
It's basically that. Yeah. It's basically that.
Caliente had a Mike's Hot Honey pizza.
They do. They paid me for that.
It's killer, dude.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like, it's not like, hey, we're going to eat this tomorrow, because it's not as good heated up. But, like,
never.
So you're like, wow.
Might as well just eat it all.
Yeah, 6 pieces and just call it a day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Caliente's pretty good. I mean, they're chain-like kind of now.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
They've been touting how they, like, won that whole pizza.
Yeah, but not every pizza shop took the energy to go.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
There's actually a local guy that I think almost won it. Eddie. I forget his name. Eddie's Pizza on Instagram. Like, he's blowing it up now. But, like, he will make his own pies. He's, like, somewhere between a Detroit style and a Sicilian style. Just, like, really artisanal. But
it's kind of right where I'm at.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's outstanding. And he takes only, like, personal orders. It's got to be almost a month in advance. Oh, and it's almost, he was $45 when I bought it from him.
Wow.
I know. I was like, dude, this
better be good.
But I was like, I'll do this. I'll do this again in a heartbeat. It's so good.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things you see too. Is like there's a lady in like the Fox Chapel community that does her own bagels, and you can order on Instagram on Sundays, get them by 9. I haven't tried them yet, but like that's cool to me, man. Like,
yeah,
all these people, these recipes started somewhere. You know, they didn't all start in big restaurants downtown.
Right.
I think it's been fun to see the people on like Instagram Reels and TikTok that you know, at the beginning when that app started getting popular, you know, they just started cooking and like showing stuff, and now they're like legit.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that just screams at the camera, but he's hilarious. But he's just like a fucking redneck. You know what I mean? Like and he makes barbecue
Put that on
and stuff like that. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
But the guy I'm talking about was on that new Ramsey show where the 4 drops levels. Yeah, Next Level Chef. He was on the first season of that.
Yeah. I hated that show.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Yeah. It's awful.
Do you guys follow Joel Graham Kitchens on Instagram?
Yeah, he's pizza, right?
Remember Joel we went to high school with? Dude, he has like an outdoor pizza oven, and the dude makes breads, and I'm like, man, it is like, he's like, what's on the za today? Like, he's a character, but like, dude, I like watching it. I'm like, this dude should open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
A lot of those people on there are like legit. Like they're really good. Yeah. Some of them, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I celebrate a great crisp on a grilled cheese. That's my cooking achievements.
That's a good accomplishment.
I always thought they should have a clear bottomed frying pan, so you didn't have to flip it to see if it was ready. You could just fucking look at it and just set it back down.
There you go.
So, patent pending.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we tie the business aspect to a jury, if he was a professional food critic, could he write off his mileage, his meals?
Anytime you're going out,
travel.
That's all because
I do write off my meals.
Yeah, we do.
That I post.
Okay. Yeah. We don't go crazy, but if it's posted and it's for the business aspect of it, then yeah, it's all deductible. And the one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, and accountants probably don't even take it into consideration, meals and entertainment is, if you're not entertainment anymore, that's been eliminated, but meals are typically, you can only take 50% deduction. But the idea would be is if I take a client to dinner, I'm writing off his meal, not mine. That's the 50%, right? Yeah. But if you're buying pizza for your staff for Friday, we're going to have pizza for lunch, and you can write off 100% of that. If you're in a business like what he's doing, I mean, that's 100% write-off, because that's what the business is. It's food. It's so cool. Yeah, there's the rules change.
That's why he does double steaks.
Right, 2 steaks, write it all off. Yeah. But you don't want to get crazy. You want to be able to document, which he does. You have to document that, we went to D'Anoia's and we got this and paid for this, and then I posted it, and the fact is it's on the internet, so you can't lie. Yeah. So your log. Yeah. Now, that IRS auditor, if they ever came to it, can look at the log and be like, okay, it matches up with this post. It makes sense. There's that meal. Nice. And it's deductible.
I also have a log. I could tell you anything I ate. Going back like a decade.
Everything you eat.
All the meals, yeah.
Like every single day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like at home?
So only meals. So like at night, you're sitting there watching TV. You're like, I'm going to have a couple Oreos. So you eat a package of Oreos. Do you document the package of Oreos?
Probably, yeah.
Wow. That's some dedication.
Most of the time, though, like,
you are
going
to become uninsurable. They're going to call for the log. They're going to audit your fucking log.
Yeah,
and
we're going to have to edit this out.
Uninsurable.
Your health insurance company is going to call and be like, we want to see it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where they're going with Get-Go. Like, I kind of get real apprehensive of giving my ID. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but if I buy cigarettes, they want my ID, and then they scan it, and I'm like, I don't want you scanning it, because if the healthcare industry pairs up with the scan company for the IDs, they're going to be like, you said you didn't smoke, and they said you only drank 8 beers a day. Well, you've bought 78,000 beers. Okay, and we've done the math. You're at 19 beers a day.
Yeah.
And you're smoking cartons of cigarettes every month. You chew 9 cans of chew a day. I'm like, my friends have a lot of bad habits.
Yeah.
And they don't have jobs, so I take care of them.
It's like some Black Mirror shit.
Yeah, they're watching.
It'd be quick. It'd be easy. Get Schneider Downs to protect your ass, or else they're coming for your information. I mean, I do. I think about that. Like, it's like you're just handing it your driver ID.
Yeah, I had a client today told me that his insurance went down because he has one of those little monitor things in his car.
Yeah,
they do work.
Oh,
and he's like, "Yeah, I'm
they told me it was going up."
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm putting that shit in
my
my
car."
Like, I drive like an asshole. Like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I wake up 10 minutes late every day. They might start costing me a lot of money to sleep in.
Yeah, I'm like, "Well, do you speed?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Does that hurt you?" He's like, "Yeah, that part doesn't help." But like, he
Dude,
drives safe. He doesn't have any accidents, I guess. But
so like 6 years ago, I went to New Orleans and I did an F1 thing in like a Porsche and a Lambo, and they like tell you numbers on the racetrack to drive at, and like they teach you in a classroom to like not like to aim for shit like when you're driving. And ever since I've done that, I've crossed the yellow line 75,000 times just aiming for telephone poles, driving my Kia or my
that's what they meant.
Well, that's when you come out of the break, you aim for that point, because like if you're coming through a bend, the science works.
He's got a banking turn.
I got a Kia Soul.
Okay.
Max is out at 62 miles an hour.
I've cut off 3 minutes in time. My drive,
braking into the turn, accelerating through the turn.
No brakes.
It's a Kia Soul.
I haven't put brakes on any vehicle
no
I
brake.
own. I have 50,000 miles on my trucks. My truck right now. I've never put brakes on it yet.
You use them? You don't
Never.
use them?
Dude, I downshift them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oof.
I'm a downshifter.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I run that truck like it's a Lambo, bro. I can't afford one, so I act like it's one.
This was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
Thanks for coming.
PGH Food Dude on Instagram. For anybody that wants to follow, we'll see. You'll have a couple dozen more followers after this episode airs.
He's going to have some lists for us coming out, some top 10s and stuff, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a good one right now would be like date night places.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, you got
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all the good spots are already taken for Valentine's Day. You can't-
Unless you're the
Screwed
Pittsburgh
with
food
that.
dude.
Yeah.
What is the number one Valentine's Day spot? I can't get a babysitter anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know. I'm cooking at home for then too. I've already figured out. I'm making rose raviolis.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, my wife sent me a reel. I was like, oh, that looks actually phenomenal. It's like you layer a bunch of raviolis over one another, pipe it, and then kind of like fold it up to make it look like a rose. And there's a little bit of beets in there. So yeah. I'm like, I'm in.
We'll make a bunch of them, freeze them.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Bring it in.
Yeah, you're the ravioli fan, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just as long as it's vodka cream sauce with a little sausage sprinkled on top.
No, the whole link, bro. I want the whole link.
Just plop a link down on that?
I want to be able to cut it up and one by one, double up. And then at home, I just did stuffed peppers on top of the raviolis.
There you go.
It's my meal, man. I like
Yeah.
it. Comfort food.
No beef Wellington places?
You know, yeah. I don't know.
It's tough to find.
There's got to be
Always
some. Does
asking,
Hyde Park
yeah.
do a beef Wellington? They might.
Check.
They might.
Man, tough crowd with
That's
her.
nah. She looks for it everywhere.
Does she ever had it? Is she trying to find
She
it because
has
of Hell's
had
Kitchen?
it before, but I don't know if Pittsburgh is.
My neighbor made
The
it.
Duquesne Club could probably do it.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
call them tomorrow.
Yeah, last year my neighbor had a Christmas party and he made it. First time I ever had it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just call him up.
Yeah, let's do that, Joe.
Yep. He loves it. He's like you. He likes to cook. He does it all. So
Well, buddy, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I need to
Appreciate
stop
it,
and
yeah.
get some food now.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know, right?
Tony's pizza rules for me when I get home.
Late night eats should be its own list too. Like,
Yeah, what are
that's-
you eating late night? What's in the
Right.
fridge at midnight?
I mean, I got leftover pastrami right now. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
all right, I'll be over.
it's a nice touch. Yeah.
We're going on location at the Pittsburgh Food Dude's house.
Raiding his
We're
fridge.
be all hanging out.
Waking up the kids.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. This
Thanks,
is good.
dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming
John.
on.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yes, we still call it Twitter. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.